and grabbed money every time someone clicked on an ad on your site. Wouldn't that be kind of cool? Well, that's exactly how Google AdSense works. Let me just give you a quick rundown, and then I'm going to tell you exactly how to make the most off of the people on your site. So basically, here is how Google AdSense works. Over here, you have Google, the big G, right? And Google has advertisers. And these advertisers come to Google, and they put ads on their site. Okay? So here's all the ads. Ads, ads. Oops, not asses, ads, right? And all these ads go into the Google database. And what Google does is they create an algorithm that scans your site. Okay, so we'll put your site. Right, so if your site is about roses or flowers or whatever, they're going to scan their database of advertisers that are paying for clicks, and they're going to put those ads on your site. And every time someone goes to your site and clicks those ads, you are going to get paid per click. Now, it's really interesting, it's really cool, it's a good way to make money, but I want to talk to you about how to increase your revenue. Because there are 3 ways to increase your revenue. Number 1 is to get more clicks to your site. Obviously, the more clicks you get, the more chances you have for them to click on the ads and for you to make money. Alright, so that's number 1. The next way is to get a better CTR or click-through rate. That means you get the same amount of people on your site, but more people are clicking on the ads. Okay? There's only several ways you can do this because the only part that you have control of is your site. Okay, so you want to make those ads as attractive as possible for people to click on them. Now, the downside of AdSense is that you don't have control of the actual ads that show and how much they're going to pay you. All right, and the third way to make money with AdSense, or make more money, is to flip the market. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to dive into my computer. I'm going to show you inside my $200,000 AdSense account. And then I'm going to come back to the whiteboard with you, and I'm going to show you how to flip the market. Because flipping the market for me meant the difference between 15 to 20 cents a click and $9 a click. And obviously, if you could change from 20 cents a click to $9 a click, you're going to make a lot more. So let's go ahead, dive in the computer. I'll show you inside the AdWords account, or AdSense account, rather, and I'll show you how it works, and then we'll come back and talk about flipping the market for maximum profits. Okay, so here we are inside one of my AdSense accounts. You can see in this one I made over $200,000. I've had this account since 2003, so I would say roughly, approximately made about $25,000–$30,000 per year over the whole spread. But actually, I've only used it several years out of my internet marketing career. And I want you to pay attention to something very important that not a lot of people will teach or even show you. And that is the difference between the page views and the clicks. See, the page views tells you how many people have actually seen AdSense on my sites, right? So whatever site they were on, over 17 million people saw the AdSense ads, but only 1.1 million clicked. Right? That means 1 out of 17 people actually clicked on the ads and made me money. Very, very important. And you can also see that the average per click that I was getting was roughly 18 cents. Okay, now the average per click is based on the clicks, not the page views. Very, very important, because what you want to do is you always want to get down to what I call the effective earnings per click. Okay, and the effective earnings per click is how much you're getting paid when someone is on your site. Okay, so we had 17 million people on my site and 18 cents per click of the 1 million, which basically means that we're getting about 1.2 cents per click on everyone who visits my site, which really isn't that good at all. Okay, but I want to show you some tips and tricks, because here you could see some of my best days. I organized this by the best days. That we had 44,000 page views, 2,600 clicks. That's an average click-through rate of 6%, and an earnings per click of 53 cents. Okay, very important, because you want to pay attention to these numbers. Right? What you want to do is you want to divide the estimated earnings by the page views and get your effective EPC. But you can see that it's very good. I mean, some of them we were getting 53 cents a click, $1 a click, and on we go. And I want you to remember that these are all averages. Okay, so some of the stuff that we did made a lot more per click, and that comes down to the flipping the market that I'm going to show you about earlier. Because there's very important principles with AdSense. Number one is that you want to get more clicks. Obviously, the more clicks on your site, the more money you're going to make. And number two, you want to get more people to click on the ads, right? A better CTR, which means basically if I got double the amount of people to click on these ads, I'd make double the money. Right, so if instead of 10,000 clicking the ads, we had 20,000. I would have made $1,200 or almost $1,400 based on these numbers. Right, so those are the two things. And the second, and the third way is to flip the market into something expensive, because a lot of these markets here are very inexpensive. You can see here the average on this one was 7 cents a click, which is very, very low. Right, 7 cents a click times 10,000, and that's where you get that number. If I was able to get 20 cents a click or 21 cents a click, I'd be tripling my money with the same amount of traffic and the same amount of effort. So let's go ahead and go back over to the whiteboard in just a minute and show you how this works. But I want to show you some important numbers here as well, right? Because you could see that the average click-through rate was 6.52%, which is very, very low. That means that if 100 people came to my site, 93 and a half of those did not click on AdSense, right? Only 6.5% did. Very, very important, because when you look at these numbers and you treat this as a numbers game, you will learn to make a lot of money online. Let's jump back over to the whiteboard and I'll show you exactly how flipping the market works. Okay, so here's the deal. The way to get more clicks is to get more traffic. Okay, and you can get more traffic with pay-per-click, with YouTube, with articles, SEO, anything like that. Any way to get traffic, that goes under the more clicks category. That means more people coming to your site. Now, to get a better CTR, there's some really cool tricks that you can use. Number one, make the ads not look like ads. So many people I see have big purple AdSense boxes with yellow writing and all this stuff, and they look like ads. It stands out like a sore thumb. I mean, think about the last time you were on a site and you looked at a banner and said, I'm not going to click that. That's a banner. They want me to buy something. Right? That's exactly what your customers are thinking. So make them not look like ads. Make the AdSense look and feel like the content of your site. The best ad platform is the, I believe it's 350 by 200 or by 250 or something like that. It's the little square. It's a big square ad. Use that one. Okay, next tip, blue links. I know it's 2012 and things have changed, but people are still accustomed to clicking on blue links. Whenever you see a blue link, you hover over it, you click on it, right? So blue links, black text, okay, green URL, and guess what? White background with no border. This will almost instantly increase the amount of money you make on AdSense, because it's going to increase the amount of times people click on the ads, and that's what pays you. Okay, so put it in the content. Make it look like content. Make it look like part of the site rather than just, here's some ads by Google. Please click on them so I can get paid. Right? You don't want to do that. You want them to look like part of your site. And lastly, the big tip that you've all been waiting for, drum roll please, flipping the market. This is important because most of the traffic we get is not quote-unquote buyer traffic. And this is something that I've used over and over and over, where you flip the market from something they're looking for, like calories and eggs, mortgage calculators, or whatever, right? And you want to flip them into what you want that pays a lot of money, right? Because you want them to click on things that pay you money. You don't want them to click on things that are going to make you a penny a click, okay? You want them to click on stuff. So if I take someone from mortgage calculator, I want them to go to an ad about refi. Why? Because mortgage calculator only pays me 30 cents a click or less. Refinance pays me $9 a click. Very, very, very important, and you can do this super easy. Another one I did was gas prices. For gas prices, you're going to get pennies on the dollar for clicks. But if you take them to gas, rewards, credit cards, you're going to get like $10 a click. It's insane. Now, another tip that I want you to look at when getting a better click-through rate, right? Remember I told you about the effective EPC. Effective EPC. That means how much you're making for every person on your site. So here's what you want to do. You want to make everyone that visits your site look at lots of pages, right? So here's this guy. He comes to your site. Nope, don't want to draw that there. That did not look good. All right, he comes to your site. Here he is. The guy comes to your site, and he looks at your page. Okay? What you want him to do, if it's a mortgage calculator site, get him to look at Mortgage Calc 1. There's one mortgage calculator. Here's another one. 2. All right, get him to look at another one. Right? Get him to look at as many pages as possible, and that's why you see the inflated amount of impressions in my Google accounts. A lot of those ones that you looked at where you see that I got 11, 12, 30,000 clicks in a day, right? All I was doing is paying for maybe 1,000 clicks a day. And I got them all to look at 11, 12, or 30 pages each. And the more they look at the pages, the more money you're going to make. And if you follow all